Caution, the following video will contain ranting, as well as potential overreactions from a guy who gets easily overwhelmed by anxiety. So if any of that does not sound appealing to you and you think you may be easily offended, then I recommend maybe clicking off the video now. If not, I hope you at least get something out of it. This isn't for anybody, this is just for me and getting some stuff off my chest. Anyway, let's get into the video. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be getting some stuff off my chest, if that's okay with you. As many of you are aware, the situation at Blizzard has not been very good the last couple of weeks. Things have been spiraling out of control, and it has now kind of entered into the realm of its esports territory. Because it has to do with the Overwatch League, that means it kind of correlates with me and a lot of other people out there as a result. But of course, this goes beyond the league and other esports organizations. This is just a major issue in general that does not get talked about enough, and we need to spread even more awareness. On this channel, I don't like to step into controversy, and I really do not like talking about anything that is remotely close to political, but today is an exception, because as someone who struggles with anxiety greatly, I always find that getting stuff off of my mind helps a lot. I like getting my thoughts out there for others to hear. It always makes me feel better. For some reason, that's like my biggest flaw. A lot of the time, I just keep this stuff inside me, and it really just does more harm than good. So I figured, you know what? I have a platform. A lot of people want to know what I think of the situation anyway, so let's make a video about it. I want to address my concerns and my feelings and all of that good stuff out to you guys, because again, I saw some of you asking about it in the comment section on my most recent prediction video, and I think this deserves a response because it does directly involve me in a way, you know? The Overwatch League is a big part of my life. Seeing sponsors jump out from the Overwatch League and reconsidering the relationships and partnerships and whatnot is a scary thing. It's not just limited to you guys. Trust me, I feel it too. I try and be super positive, but sometimes it isn't always easy because stuff like this is very scary. It goes without saying that major sports leagues depend on sponsors. They need that kind of stuff. It's what helps them stay afloat. Without reliable sponsors and investors, you're just not going to make it. That's just how the world goes. That's business for you. If you didn't know, multiple sponsors, multiple big sponsors for that matter, have pulled out. We've seen IBM Watson leave, Coca-Cola's reconsidering their deal with the Overwatch League, we've seen State Farm pull out, T-Mobile pull out, Kellogg's, Cheez-Its, Pringles, all of them gone. Keep in mind that a lot of these sponsors have been around for quite a bit. Like, we're talking at the beginning of Season 1 for some of them even, and now they're just not willing to be there. We've even seen, I think, T-Mobile leave the Call of Duty League and stuff like that, so this is brutal. There's a lot of collateral damage going on. In case you haven't been following the news about Blizzard and everything, I guess I can quickly explain it, because some of you may be a little bit confused as to why all of these sponsors are pulling out, and the answer is really simple. It's because Blizzard, as an organization, is trash, apparently. And no, I'm not just saying that because of the games, haha, Overwatch bad, blah blah blah. No. This is a more humanistic thing. It's because they decided that they wanted for years to mistreat women in the workplace. Because of some downright awful behavior that basically got encouraged, California's Department of Fair Employment and Housing filed a lawsuit against Activision Blizzard back on July 20th for 10, yes, count them, 10 violations of state employment law. It was found that Activision Blizzard discriminated against female employees in terms of conditions of employment, including compensation, assignment, promotion, termination, constructive discharge, and retaliation. On top of that, the investigation found that a lot of the female employees were subject to sexual harassment and that the company's leadership failed to make any sort of reasonable steps to prevent unlawful discrimination, which is just terrible. It's often been described as a frat boy culture where there's a lot of sexual harassment and discrimination going on, and basically no one does anything to stop it. There's no limitations, all boundaries get crossed basically, and nobody's safe if you're a girl. It's totally messed up. Their coworkers made nasty remarks at them, they've gotten touched even, it's all just insane. Like, I can't even believe it. Blizzard, the super successful organization, is really just a terrible place to work apparently in some aspects. Not all of it, I'm assuming some places were better than others, but still, the fact that a lot of this is getting reported is very terrifying. This is going to sound very obvious and everything, but I mean, come on. How do you let something like this happen if you're the higher-ups? Seriously. You're supposed to be a world-class organization. You're letting something like this happen? Didn't you think that something like this would get exposed to the public eventually? Were you not even thinking about that at all? Did you not think about the potential consequences? And it's not like one person's trying to get attention or anything and they're in the wrong. No. This is clearly an issue, seeing as over 1,000 Blizzard employees signed off on that lawsuit. I'm pretty sure that's like around 10% of Blizzard's employees right there on its own. This is no joke, and honestly, it really pisses me off. How? Why? This is the 21st century, for crying out loud. You really think you can get away with something like this? Like, come on. Treat everybody as a human being. What is so hard about that? I do not understand. Who cares what their gender is? It does not matter. This is why so many people question why there aren't enough girls in gaming, or why they embrace the gaming is for guy stereotype. This is why. It's stuff like this. The harassment we see in-game, out of game, with game developers, it is everywhere. This is why a lot of women in gaming don't feel like they belong here, or they don't feel welcomed. It's because a lot of people just drive them out with really toxic and dumb behavior. Believe it or not, but girls like video games too. Wow, shocker. It's almost like anyone can enjoy gaming and it's not just a gender-limited thing. Who would have guessed? I'm so fed up with this nonsense. How on earth are we supposed to move on as a civilization, I guess you could say, as all human beings, as this community in general? How are we supposed to move on and take that next step if we're still limited by the same mistakes we've been making for years now? And guess what? It's because of all of this that Blizzard is taking hits. Everywhere we're talking in all of their games, in their esports, it's spreading everywhere as collateral damage. It doesn't matter how involved or not involved any of these certain games were with that type of stuff. Doesn't matter at all. They're still involved with Blizzard, so now everybody is at fault and they're in danger. And like I said at the beginning of this video, that is spread into the Overwatch League now, and the Call of Duty League, things associated with Activision Blizzard. For all I know, the Overwatch League could be a great place to work, and they could have a lot of equal treatment going on there, but at the same time, maybe things aren't as great as I think. Doesn't really matter how involved or not involved they are, because they're part of Blizzard, so they are now collateral damage. And that's so incredibly frustrating because, again, now money is kind of a concern in a way. Without sponsors, without people wanting to be a part of the league, they're too scared to be involved with the controversy, we're not going to last. It's not going to last forever. I mean, obviously, no matter what, it wasn't going to last forever, but I think Overwatch League's death kind of gets sped up by stuff like this. We need sponsors. With Overwatch 2's release date still being nowhere close to being revealed, we need a lot of support now more than ever, you know? The league's going into its 5th season very soon, so we need help. We need as much help as we can humanly get. It really is a shame too, because the Overwatch League this year has been very good. It's been super entertaining. I feel like the viewership has been rather stable for the most part compared to previous years. Not season 1, but season 2 and 3 in particular, been rather stable and consistent. And if anything, it's been really good over in Asia. They've been eating up the APAC games like crazy. And now playoffs are right around the corner. Everything's getting so exciting. But now in the back of our minds, we have to have all of these thoughts looming about the future of the league, which is so stupid. And it's all because Blizzard doesn't know how to run a company. And apparently they don't know how to treat everyone like a human being equally. It's just so annoying. It pisses me off so much. We are now collateral damage. The Call of Duty League is now collateral damage. It doesn't matter how involved they were with any of these scandals. They could be not involved at all. It's not going to matter. Think about all of the jobs this could end up costing because of these foolish actions. Starting with, of course, the women in the workplace who decided to quit because they didn't like the environment. There's those people. Then, of course, you think about the esports, the Call of Duty League, the Overwatch League. All of the players that are currently in those leagues, gone just like that potentially. Then for Overwatch in particular, some of those tier 2 players who have been grinding, who have maybe been spending the last couple of years working hard to earn their place in the league. They've been kind of casting away other potential things they could do in the future for this because they're talented enough. Maybe some of these people just aren't 18 yet and they're biding their time. They finally turn 18, but look, there's no league to go to anymore potentially. Now that's totally messed up. And now think beyond the players. Think about the staff on all of these teams, the coaches, the translators, the general managers, all of those people. Again, more jobs gone. Now go another step beyond that. Think about the content creators in the Overwatch League, like myself, and in the Call of Duty League, and even just the not esports stuff. People who cover these games in general who are made by Blizzard. All of these people could be suffering all because of Blizzard's actions. Not to make it all about me, I personally, though, do not make enough money to consider this a full-time job, but it still helps me get through college and it helps me pay my bills. So if I lose that, all of a sudden, boom, I don't know what's next for me. And for some of these people, though, they do depend on Blizzard for their money and to live, if you will. It's not just content creators in the video aspect or in the streaming aspect, though. Think about the journalists and the writers as well. Think about your favorite journalist from like .esports and whatnot, or GG Recon. Those people could be without jobs too now. As you can see, literally at every single imaginable level, people get affected because of these stupid actions. Think about some of these people who finally have a job they like, or maybe even their dream job. Think about like a woman in the game designing industry. She works at Blizzard, but then wants to leave because of the garbage work conditions. Or like a journalist who finally makes it. They're writing about the Overwatch League, let's say. Life is great. They're making enough money to survive, and now boom, taken away from them. They don't know what's next because they're a freelancer, let's say. It's just so incredibly messed up. Again, don't want to make this all about me, but I've put my heart and soul into something that Blizzard has made. This is my life. Overwatch League means so much to me. It has given me a sense of purpose, not to sound really dreadful or depressing or anything, but I didn't know what I was going to do with my life before the Overwatch League and YouTube happened. I was so incredibly lost, and for the first time ever, I felt like I knew what I was doing, like I belonged somewhere, like I had a clear-cut direction I could follow to make me happy and everyone else around me proud of me. It is because of Blizzard's game and its esports scene that I now know what I want to do with my life. I want to be in the sports media world in some way, shape, or form. And now, if Overwatch League isn't the answer, I don't know what will be, because I've never felt as passionate about the Overwatch League as I have for any other esports scene. And now, like many of you out there, I'm sure watching this video, you kind of feel weird thinking about the fact that in a way you're supporting Blizzard because you just want to support the Overwatch League and enjoy it, support your favorite players, have a fun time with the entertaining games that we see every single week. And for me, I kind of need the money. Like, yes, I enjoy doing this. It is a passion of mine, but I also kind of depend on it. It is my income. It's not exactly easy for me to just step away and move on to something else, because if I don't have this, if I don't have a successful channel, I'm going to have to look somewhere else while I'm in college. And again, I'm going to be graduating soon if you didn't know, so I'm going to have to start worrying about student debt and paying back loans. So I need all the money I can get. I need to keep saving. All of this stuff has gotten me so scared. I've been overreacting a ton and just getting very overwhelmed by everything, to the point where for the first time ever, I truly thought about what the next step for my channel could be, the next chapter, if you will, if the Overwatch League were to suddenly go poof. In like my 3-ish years, almost 4 years of doing this, I've never truly thought about what I could be doing if I wasn't covering the Overwatch League. But now, suddenly, it's something I have to consider, at least a little bit. I don't have to go too crazy just yet because the season's still going. I can still enjoy it while it lasts. But in the back of my mind, it's there. What could I do next? Do I scrap my channel completely? No, I don't want to do that. I love YouTube. It's been a dream of mine since I was a kid to work in YouTube somehow, make money off of it, and just put my passions out there for other people. This is the dream that I'm living. But what would I even cover if it's not the Overwatch League? This is just something I have so much more passion for than I do for other esports. I don't really feel the same about Valorant and League of Legends and all of that stuff. I'd have to find my way and really invest myself into another game, and I just don't know if I have it in me to do that. And if it's not esports, do I become some sort of gaming channel? Do I get back into Pokemon? Like, I almost did a Pokemon channel back in the day, but decided against it. I could do that. That's maybe in my future. Or maybe I could go towards full-time streaming. I don't know what I'd do. I do have a lot of passion for the NFL and the NBA, so maybe I could cover one of those sports, or both of those sports for that matter. That's a possibility, but again, all these possibilities have one common thing, and that is, I don't know if it'll be nearly as successful as I am with the Overwatch League. If we're thinking about it positively, yeah, maybe a lot of people would stick around, and I'd gain new subscribers fast, and I'd get immense support. Maybe I'd do even better than the Overwatch League, covering a different esport, or the NFL, or the NBA, whatever it may be. But as someone with severe anxiety, I often think about the worst outcomes. So with that in mind, I'm always thinking about how my channel would just die out if I didn't have the Overwatch League, which is really sad, but that's just how I feel. Again, I don't want to sound too depressing, but I just don't feel like I'm anything as a person right now without my YouTube channel. It's my biggest source of success besides, almost graduating college, getting there. This is my big thing, my big achievement in life that I'm so proud of, and I just don't want to give up. Well, I don't want to give it up in such a depressing way. If I'm going to shelf my YouTube channel for good, I want it to be on my own terms, Maybe I find a full-time job where I just don't have the time to make YouTube content anymore and stream and whatnot. Or maybe the Overwatch League dies through natural means, not by this Blizzard BS that's going on. I mean by viewership kind of just steadily declining, the game kind of runs out of good sponsors and investors and all of that. Overwatch 2 tries its best, but it doesn't really do anything to help. That's what I'd want. That's how I'd want my channel to die out. I don't want to see my channel forced out by something so incredibly ridiculous. The stupid collateral damage that I'm just so tired of thinking of, and it's pissing me off so much. So the question is, do I think the Overwatch League is doomed? No, I wouldn't say that. Am I optimistic that everything is going to be completely fine, though? No, I'd be lying to you if I think that. I am not the type of person you can come to for reassurance in this situation. I don't know any better than you do. I'm not an insider. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if there's any hope for us or not. Could the Overwatch League be fine? Yeah. Could this be the beginning of the end as we head into future seasons? Also maybe. I don't know. I really don't. but I'm going to try and just stay positive here and hope for the best. That's all we can really do in this situation. We got to hope that as Blizzard heads into a different direction leadership-wise, that things can get patched up a little bit. And if it's not these former companies who supported the league, maybe some new ones can come in. And if it's not an American company, maybe one from overseas can help out. Maybe we can get some sponsorships from China and Asia and whatnot, because China, they're pretty big into the league. They love Pro Overwatch, so maybe they could help us out in some way, shape, or form. There's other sponsors out there that may be willing to help, hopefully. So if you want to be optimistic, you can think about it like that. But let's say the Overwatch League were to die out. Well, maybe there still could be some alternatives. Maybe somebody else can come in and form some sort of other new league in place of it. You know, we used to have Apex back in the day. That had nothing to do with the league. So maybe someone else can hop in and do something, and Overwatch can take a new direction, away from Blizzard to somebody else again. A lot of people still do love the pro scene. I feel like a lot of people are still invested. Yeah, the game's dying out. It's not really as popular as it used to be. We're kind of waiting on Overwatch 2 for a potential resurgence, but still, there's a lot of investment, especially from Asia. A lot of people just eat up this content still, so I have hopes that things could move on forward, even if the league were to die. Am I confident that everything would work out? No, of course not, but there's a possibility. There's not much we can really do while being so unsure of the future, but if there's one thing we can do while we wait, it's stay optimistic and positive and hopeful that things will go the way we want it to. As much as I and many of you, I'd imagine, have been panicking as of late, it's not over till it's over. We have to remember that. There has to be some sort of beacon of positivity to lead us towards the light. No matter what happens, we just got to get a right mindset going for ourselves. Don't completely ignore the problem at hand. I'm not telling you to do that. Don't keep it in the back of your mind either. Have it somewhere in your thoughts. However, don't let it control your happiness and what's going on with the league right now. Let's enjoy these last couple of months while it's here. Things are really fun right now. The playoffs are about to heat up. It's going to be a good time, so let's enjoy ourselves. While I've seen some people be a little scared on social media, I've also seen a lot of other casters and Overwatch League personalities straight up say, we just gotta stay positive. They're gonna keep entertaining us until the very end. So let's lend their support this one last time potentially and just see what happens. Let's all enjoy what could be the final ride. Do I think it will be the final ride? No. I think we'll at least have another season after this. How much it'll change? I have no idea. But just stay hopeful because you never know what's going to happen. Does it make me some sort of bad person to support the league still? Because technically that means I'm supporting Blizzard in a way. I mean, I'm sure some of you probably do feel that way, hence why you're quitting the league and Blizzard in general. And if you think that way, it's understandable. But again, a lot of people are still supporting the league anyway. They love it just as much as I do. So like, am I really in the wrong here? I just don't know. Am I a bad person, guys? Like, I'm just so confused. I'm very conflicted. I feel like you can spread awareness on the issue and be mad at Blizzard, but also support the Overwatch League and the players and everyone involved with it. Is it really that big of a deal to do that? But at the end of the day, you have to remember, I've put my heart and soul into this. This is my job. This is what I do for a living, and I love doing it too. I'm not trying to support Blizzard. I'm just trying to enjoy the league and live life and have a future. Is sacrificing the Overwatch League and other esports scenes just the only way to get through? Is that what we really have to do? This is such a sad reality that I'm even thinking about this, but that's just how things are right now. Because, as you've already been able to tell throughout this video, I'm worried. I am scared of what the future might hold. I legitimately am. For the first time ever with this league, I am in that mindset. Money means everything in business. So when you see that Coca-Cola and Kellogg and State Farm are all telling the paper that they're reevaluating their Overwatch League partnerships, that's reason to panic. When you see the logos of State Farm and Pringles and Cheez-Its and T-Mobile and IBM and all these different companies just vanishing, that's not something that you can really just ignore. Again, because a lot of these are just reevaluations, things could get patched up in the near future. But for right now, while Blizzard's kind of in this really bad state, no one wants anything to do with them. And whether that's like the Overwatch League and the Call of Duty League's faults or not does not matter because they are part of Blizzard. They're part of the organization. So as a result, they are victim to collateral damage no matter how you slice it. And that really makes me angry, but life's unfair sometimes. That's just how it goes. And all of that makes me so angry. It makes me want to scream out in rage because what are we supposed to do? There's literally nothing we can do. All because Blizzard doesn't know how to treat all of their employees properly. We could be in grave danger with all of these different esports leagues and all these different employees whose jobs are on the line. You don't know how to treat women like human beings. Like, are you kidding me? That's the reason that everyone's in grave danger right now? Because you treat women like objects and you just can't respect boundaries and be friendly? You don't even have to be best friends with all your coworkers. No one said you had to. Just be respectful and don't do anything ridiculous that makes them feel uncomfortable. We're all living this crazy game called life together, and if we're being honest with ourselves, a lot of the time, this game straight up sucks. That's just how it goes, especially as you move on to adulthood. And guess what? You spend a lot of this sucky game working, so you might as well make things suck a little bit less by being respectful to one another at the workplace. Have a mutual understanding with one another. For a lot of us, we want to at least be somewhat motivated to wake up in the morning and go to work or go to school, whatever it may be. And when it comes to having a job where you went to college for many years and everything to work hard to get it, you want to at least be somewhat excited to go to work. You don't want to go there to face harassment and not have a good time there because that could affect your outside life too. But no, I guess for a lot of individuals out there, that's way too much to ask for. Treat people the way they want to be treated. I learned that in kindergarten. It's a basic fundamental thing that we're taught at a very young age. Women aren't asking for much. They just want to be treated normally. They don't want to be seen as an object or some sort of other species that isn't even human. They want to have good pay. They want to have the proper respect. They're not asking for a lot from you, just that you don't be a jerk and that you treat them, well, like a person. It is because of these specific groups and individuals not following these basic fundamentals that lots of jobs are now on the line. Yes, jobs, many jobs, hundreds potentially, all because of this. Like, come on. Really? Really? But you know what? I'm done. I'm moving on from this now. I just needed to vent. I appreciate you guys listening. I needed to get this out of my system. I feel better now, and I'm ready to be positive for the rest of the season and just enjoy the Overwatch League and think about this stuff afterwards. There's no point of dooming and glooming about any of this because that's not going to solve anything. There's no point in being sad and scared. What does that do? It does nothing. You know, it does do something. Raising awareness like in these types of videos and in news articles you see, that's what we got to do. So let's just enjoy the ride, raise awareness, and see what happens from there. That's all we can do. And mic drop. That's going to do it for me, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry about this long rant. I needed to get this out of my system so badly. Even if no one were to click on this video and it's just me talking into this microphone, it doesn't matter. I feel way better getting these thoughts out into the world instead of keeping them in my own head. If you took any time out of your day to listen to what I have to say, or you made it all the way through, you're a legend. I love and appreciate you so much. I promise we're done now. I'm done talking about this at least for a very long time. We're going to focus on the Overwatch League and the Overwatch League only from here on out. Playoffs are coming up. I'm hyped. You're hyped. Let's do this. Anyway, thank you all for watching. I love and appreciate you all so much. And until next time, this is ATP, signing out. Peace.